A Sports pregame show.
Greetings, everybody. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Moments away, it'll be the Chicago Bulls going up against the 76ers out in Philadelphia. For Philadelphia, they come in off a win in their last outing against the Magic in Orlando, feeling confident after a runaway win. We'll see if they carry over some of that momentum. And we get to see the Brow in action tonight. Scary that it's still so early in his career. Kenny, just how good can Anthony Davis get?
Well, he's
Look
dominant.
at that brow you got right there.
Oh,
Whoa,
I have a double brow.
Yeah, that thing has a
dual
taken on
brow?
a life
I
of
have a
its
double
own.
brow. I have a
Duo brow.
Yeah.
It weighs about 14 pounds.
It's
doesn't
thick,
it?
though. It's thick, but it's a duo.
Anyway, AD.
Well, anyway, he's dominant in almost every aspect of the game. A big guy who can handle the ball. He can run the floor. He can shoot jump shots. He can defend. And he's a force any way you put him.
I want to see how smart you guys are.
Okay.
If he was a reptile, which reptile would he be?
Oh, a raptor.
Ernie?
If he were a reptile,
What would he be?
he'd be,
Taking too long, Ernie. He'd be a versatilian.
Ooh.
Team should be nervous of what he can do in 3 years. You like that? Versatilian.
That
like
is.
that.
I'm surprised that you've waited this long to break that one out. A
Yeah.
versatilian.
Dr. O'Neal, baby.
Okay.
Amphibious.
Kevin Harlan, it's all yours.
Let's meet the physical team, the Chicago Bulls. Adam Hill, Chris Dunn, at center, Wendell Carter. At power forward, Bob Martin. At the point guard position, Zach Lavine. At the all forward position, Kevin Durant. At the shooting guard position, 6 feet 4 inches, number 17, DJ Redick. Starting at the other guard, 6 feet 10 inches, number 25, Ben Simmons. Man in the middle, at 7 foot 0 inches, number 21, Jordan Embiid. The other forward position, 6 feet 10 inches, number 23, Anthony Davis. The head coach of your home team is ladies and gentlemen, your Philadelphia 76ers.
Welcome, basketball fans, to a very special Veterans Day edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, our sideline reporter, the Hall of Famer David Aldridge. We've got a special treat for you folks tonight. Sports writing heavyweight Bill Simmons is in the house. Bill, welcome to 2K Sports.
What an honor. I've been waiting for the invite for years.
And we've been waiting for the acceptance. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, let's do this.
We're inside the Wells Fargo Center, live from Philadelphia. It's the 76ers. Taking a look at Chicago. They come in off a difficult stretch of home games, and a win here on the road would do a lot to get that confidence back.
Yeah, but checking out Chicago, they haven't looked anything like the team we thought they'd be this year. Still such a long way to go. They could be in line for a long, tumultuous season.
Yeah, that's the sense you get, isn't it? I mean, the important thing is that they don't panic here. Stick to the basics and work out of this slump without trying to do too much at one time.
All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. Taking a look at the Bulls. Dunn and Levine are the guard set. And down low, it's Markkanen and Carter. And it's Durant in at the 3 slot. Now we'll go to our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. I had a chance to talk with head coach Brett Brown.
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys. We're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. And now, just over a minute played here in the first. With Embiid, modern superstar knows how to connect with fans using his social media to his advantage. He has got a very charismatic side to him.
He does. I wish he cared a little bit less about it. I don't mean to sound like an Embiid critic, but I think he's very aware of his surroundings at all times. You could feel it at the playoff games that I went to in Boston, where he's very aware of the fans, and he's very aware of getting booed and kind of looking around, and I think there's another level that he can go to as a player, just like, guess what? None of that stuff matters. Just play basketball. You're 7'3", and you're unstoppable. I thought he just needs to be a little more locked in and a little less.
My goodness. Well, we know Levine has the hops. That time showing off the creativity.
And that was an Unleashed Chaos replay, courtesy of Under Armour, wreaking havoc at the rim. Embiid against Carter. Embiid kicks to Simmons. Here's the floater. The shot, no good. Good work defensively by Carter. Out of bounds, it'll be 76ers ball. The 76ers have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Simmons on the wing. Guarded by Levine. 13 feet away. The 76ers with another miss. The Bulls have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. That shot off. Now the 76ers take it the other way.
That's another miss. Already they've missed 3 out of 4 to start.
Ball's knocked loose. And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not very careful there.
And now we get a moment to see the numbers for Dunn. Averaging about 11 points, 6 assists, and just over 2 steals. And his playmaking really stands out, making his teammates better offensively with his terrific passing.
Yeah, he's outstanding at controlling the tempo. I mean, keeps the ball moving and, of course, finds the open man.
And Levine throws it down.
Can you believe it? I mean, not many guards can sail that high above the rim, and Levine makes it look easy.
Bill, several of your books have been bestsellers. How did it feel to see your work so well received around the world?
I think I was really happy that the basketball book did well, because I spent a long time writing it, and it was 700 pages. And when it got mailed to me, it was so big, I thought people would just be terrified of it. And, you know, it turns out,
they embraced it.
Yeah, I think they did. They liked it. I designed it for people to be able to put on their toilet or bring on an airplane or whatever they wanted to do with it. But I was always amazed that there wasn't a basketball book that tried to kind of group all these other books and some of the opinions and all the misinformation. Like the fact that, honestly, the reason I wanted to write the book was just that people thought Wilt Chamberlain was better than Bill Russell. And yet every single thing written in the 60s was that Bill Russell was better. And all the players would say Bill Russell was better. And when they played together, Bill Russell's team won. So it's like, how do we get to the point where people think Wilt Chamberlain was better? So it was that and some other stuff that made me want to write the book.
Simmons against Dunn. A fader. And that one's good. Simmons got 10 points. And let's get your guys' take now on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And Davis gets it to go.
And, you know, got to admire the patience inside from Davis. Outstanding at staying under control, taking his time, and burying the quality shot.
Levine deciding where to go with it. Pass to Dunn. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Buries it from three-point range. Markkanen's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. The 76ers leading by 5. Simmons passes to Redick. Fires from deep. Goes back up. No good from Simmons.
The defense did not do a good job guarding that one, Kevin. Don't know how he missed that layup.
Passes it to Markkanen. Kicks it to Durant. Pass to Carter. Down to 5 on the shot clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. Levine can't hit.
Not surprising he missed that one, though, Kevin. I mean, the defense was very aggressive on him there.
Redick against Levine. Outside, Redick. The 3. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the 76ers. Off to a great start this season, currently in second. And, of course, the Chicago Bulls, 3 games behind.
And for Philadelphia, you know, this happens every year. A team outperforms expectations early. You wonder, is this just an anomaly or is this something they can sustain?
And what'll be interesting to me is to see if they can keep it up. I mean, but you're right. It's very early in the season.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Yeah, a lot of blanks there. Can't hit a thing. Has to be deflating.
Catching up on the changes for Philadelphia. Noel's checked in for Joel Embiid. Korkmaz comes in for Robert Covington. And Moore subbed in for J.J. Redick. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. Now here's Valentine. D right on him. Over Davis. Great D that time from Davis.
That's exactly how you want to play it defensively, Kevin. I mean, getting a hand up to distract and bother the shooter. Not easy to stop somebody this deep inside.
Here's Simmons. And basket number 6 to his stat sheet. He's now 6 for 10.
Defense has no answer for him. I mean, none. They look completely lost. He's been on fire.
Melton passes to Hammonds. Outside Durant. There's the pass to Portis. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt. Bill, we know about the love affair you have with the NBA, and you've written about it for so long. Started with the $4 ticket in Boston with your dad.
Yeah, my dad bought season tickets for the 1973-74 Boston Celtics, and it was only one ticket. And I think it was $4 a game, probably like $160 total. And he used to carry me in mainly because they didn't want to pay for a babysitter. So I started going to games that year, probably sleeping through a lot of them, and they won the title.
How old were you in 72?
So I was 4.
4 years old.
I'm not going to lie, I don't remember anything from that season. The first season I remember is the year later when they lost before the finals to Washington. And then the year later, they won the famous finals against Phoenix, the triple overtime game. I was there.
Was Cowens on that team?
Cowens, Havlicek,
Yep.
JoJo White.
Yep.
And I was at the triple overtime game in the 76 finals. It was probably the most famous NBA game ever of the... the kids out there now would nominate like Game 7, 2016 or something. But triple overtime game was the most famous game ever. And I slept through the entire second half and the first overtime.
Oh, no.
But then woke up because everybody was standing the whole second overtime, so I had to get up.
Moore inside. Outside for Simmons. Over Durant. No good from Simmons.
Well, you have to like their work on the boards, Kevin, particularly here to start the game.
Yeah, I like the way they're setting the tone. Really playing with a lot of energy here at the start.
Melton passes to Valentine. Over Moore. Valentine's shot good. And now just a 1-76ers lead. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. This is their first chance to take a look at the Bulls this season.
And they usually came out on top when these two teams faced off last year. No surprise, they're the better team.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league.
Here's Melton, guarded by Simmons. Takes it from 10. Melton, no good. Philadelphia leading by 3. Bill, we know when you're writing that you love to incorporate pop culture references. How did that begin with you?
Well, it began because in college, I was dropping them in columns and people were responding. I think pop culture probably mattered more when I was in college in the 80s and 90s because, you know, we didn't have the internet back then. It was harder to connect with people you didn't know. Basically, you had sports and pop culture and politics. Those were the 3 ways of I'm getting to know you. What are the 3 things we're going to talk about? I didn't want to talk about politics with anybody, so the other 2 things for me was sports, pop culture. I was also an only child in the 70s with only 5 or 6 TV channels watching Brady Bunch, Partridge Family, Sanford and Son, Jefferson's, Good Times, all that stuff. And, you know, that stuff just soaks into your DNA, and that's it.
So Chicago ends up going with the new group. Smith outside. Outside, Redick. Over Levine. Was shot by Redick, no good. And Bill, in talking about the connection between pop culture, sports, and basketball during your career, through it all, you've always been a writer, though, haven't you?
Always been a writer. Only that was the only child of me. The thing is, though, I would have watched more basketball, but basketball wasn't on. You know, I try to explain this to people, how lucky they are to be able to watch.
They can't believe these finals were taped away.
Well, but think about the day-to-day, right? Like Magic Johnson. I feel like I saw his whole career, but I really didn't. Like, his first couple years in L.A., I think CBS was only showing, like, 6 or 7 regular season games.
Sunday afternoons.
In the playoffs, they would bump them off.
Yep.
USA, I think, got the contract in maybe 1982, but for the most part, like, I love George Gervin. I probably saw him play in person twice, and I saw him on TV maybe 10 times, 12 times. And now I could watch Giannis every day. And if Giannis dunks, I could see it on Twitter 5 minutes later, 5 seconds later. So I think people are lucky. You guys should appreciate how lucky you are.
Floats one up. Carter with the block.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Yeah, sensational is a really good word for it, Greg. They're tearing it up on the glass. If you're a pro, you got to drain that shot. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are. The defense left them wide open. Pros make those.
Smith right side. It's Redick on the wing. Stolen by Levine. Pass to Dunn. Outside, Levine. There's 42 seconds left here in the first quarter. Covered by Smith. A three-pointer is right on target. Philadelphia leading by 4. Pass to Embiid. Shamet. Dunn covering. Outside, Redick. Shot clock at 6. Over Levine. The 76ers with another miss.
And sometimes, you know, you don't capitalize off a good shot or a good look. Still, you got to keep letting those good looks fly.
No, that's some fancy ball handling right there. Since when does he take guys off the dribble?
And And so it's Ben Simmons making highlights for Philadelphia. That quarter had to take a lot out of him. He racked up 12 points. We come back right after this. Bobby Portis, who's known for his work ethic, said he learned a lot from his mother.
She gets up at 3, 4 in the morning and gets off at 1, 2 in the evening. You know, she works hard for her 4 boys. You know, she bears herself off daily. You know, I always try to pride myself in hard work also because how hard she worked for me.
And she was a basketball player in her own right. Greg, a scholarship at Jackson State University.
Yeah, and gave up basketball when she had Bobby, but she encouraged him to pursue his dream, and she said now she's living her dream through him.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
And through that first period, for me, their work on the glass has been the difference.
Yeah, pounding away on the boards. I mean, controlling the backboards. It's been a huge difference so far.
On the court right now, second quarter for the Bulls. We've got Bobby Portis. Also Carter out there. And it's Valentine at the shooting guard position. The 76ers lead it. And it's Smith penetrating. Bucket is good. Smith's got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for the 76ers. Kicks to Carter. Pass to Valentine. Good ball movement here by the Bulls. And that one drops for him. He's got 5. Bill, one shot to win a game. You can pick any player. Who's going to take that shot for you?
Kevin Durant. I think he has the most ways to get a good shot off. I always look at it as, is it a quality shot to get off? So he can post the smaller guy up. He can shoot a 3. He's got the pull-up hezzy jumper, as he calls it. He can go to the lane and pump fake and do a little drop step. And I just think he has the most moves. Some people would say LeBron, but am I getting regular season LeBron or playoff LeBron?
Playoff LeBron.
Playoff LeBron would be my number one choice.
He'd be pretty good.
Yeah, he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Regular season LeBron, I'm not as enthused about.
That's good from Valentine. Talking about last-second shot instincts, Bill, you mentioned LeBron, KD. What about Curry? Where does Curry rank in that conversation?
Curry's good.
Top 5?
You can guard Curry in those one-on-one situations with the right people. I'm not saying you're going to stop him, but, you know, you put a taller guy on him. And Curry, to me, Curry is the greatest not in the offense scorer I've ever seen in my life, where he can get 32 and hit 10 threes and wasn't really involved in the game. Just, you forget about it from one play, and all of a sudden he's in the corner and they're setting him up, or he's running off the screen. It's a lot, almost like what Reggie Miller and Ray Allen were able to do, where, yeah, you run them off screens and you tire the guys out and you kind of hope the defense forgets they're out there. But he's not a conventional get out of my way, guys. I'm going to get to the rim.
Absolutely.
Score like someone like Donovan Mitchell is.
Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Spurs.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Well, the effort plainly was not there. I mean, they often settled for tougher, lower percentage shots, and that makes it hard to win.
And did you see the screen that was set for him? I mean, that was how he got to the hoop.
It was the classic screenplay. It won't show up in the box score, but that screen deserves an assist.
Absolutely, Kevin. I mean, that took the defender right out of the play.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Shamet defended by Portis. Shamet, they get it again. Korkmaz kicks to Smith. 5 to shoot. Now the pass to Noel. Second chance effort, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. And a chance here to take a look at the shooting chart for Simmons.
And everything he's touched has turned to gold. If you are on defense, you have to make sure all 5 players know exactly where he is at all times, because if he gets a sliver of a look, he'll get it done.
Bill, with last year's do-or-die season finale between Minnesota and Denver, final game of the regular season, momentum is gathering for a play-in tournament, maybe for the last 2 playoff spots. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I wrote about this in 07. I called it the Entertaining as Hell tournament, where basically the first 7 seeds were guaranteed, and the 16 teams that didn't make it out of the 2 conferences, they just went head-to-head, single elimination. And then you have the final 2 games in New York City, and you blow it out, and you have a fun thing with it. I think that Minnesota-Denver game was important, and maybe the solution is you have the 6 seeds guaranteed in each conference, and then you have 7, 8, 9, 10 in each conference, and you just have playing games. You have 7 versus 10. You have 8 versus 9. You do it over the course of a couple days. You use the TV revenue from that, because you could get good money from that, to maybe shorten the season.
Great
which
idea.
Would be, for me, the number one thing I would change about the league. I think we should have a 70-game season. You could talk me into 76, but there's too many games. There's too many nights where the players... I just think basketball is really hard to play.
We were talking about the length of the NBA season and various opinions on shortening it. I suppose, Bill, one argument is that you want regular season games to be more significant, and you want that regular season to mean something every night.
Mean a little bit more.
Yeah.
Make the pace, I don't know. When you get after the All-Star break, you can really feel these guys slogging through it. You know, and especially with the good teams, like a team like Golden State. All they did all year was whine and complain. Oh, well, we knew this was going to be a hard season. It can't be that hard. You have 4 of the best 20 players. Like, settle down. I think you'll be fine. You're winning every game by 30 points.
Yeah.
But I wish they would tighten the season.
Carter hits them both. Smith with it. Wide open. Here's Embiid. Not going to go that time. Good work defensively by Carter. Valentine wide open. He fires off the left rim and out. The 76ers trail. Bill, a top advisor for the U.S. High School Athletics and Activities Division, recommended that schools adopt esports programs. What's your take on that?
I'm all in. It's probably my son's only chance to go to college, so I really hope it happens. Now, listen, the world changes every decade,
I know,
and you got to change with it. And the reality is, esports is one of the biggest things we have now. And if you're under 15, you're way more likely to play video games and be good at that than you are to do anything else. So why wouldn't we be able to benefit from that? The whole esports in general, just the audiences they're getting, and as a spectator event, that's been building. So why wouldn't that work for college?
So both teams changing it up here. Down again, Simmons. Levine kicks to Durant. Done outside. 5 to shoot. Dishes to Markkanen. Here's Portis. And terrific work on the offensive glass, and he picks up 2. Portis has got the lead up to 1 now for the Bulls. Simmons dishes to Moore. Pass to Noel. And stolen by Portis. Moore against Levine. It's Durant on the wing. Gets a very good look and converts. And the Bulls lead by 3. Thinking about how much sports video gaming has changed over the decades, Bill, can you imagine a 13, 14-year-old Bill Simmons with the 2K product? You would just be all over that, wouldn't you?
You have no idea, Kevin Harlan. I was there for every step of the video game revolution. I had an Intellivision and an Atari. I had Nintendo. I had Super Nintendo. I had all 3 of the first PlayStations.
You played them all the time.
I played entire Madden seasons on the treadmill when I was like in my early 30s. Try playing any video game on the treadmill. Try it, and try not falling off. It's impossible.
I'm sure it
I've been
is.
there every step of the way. I am pro esports. Basketball, I'm jealous of the people who can play 2K well because there's just, that sounds like an old guy, but so many buttons and so many things to remember. I'm always so impressed when people just remember all the combinations and stuff. I'm jealous.
Like your son does.
My son
plays again. I know.
But I could have done it.
I know you could have.
I want to take 1984 me out of a time machine and just give me this game. I would have unleashed.
Yeah, but 13-year-old Bill Simmons would like what 40-year-old Bill Simmons is.
13-year-old Bill Simmons would be amazed that 48-year-old Bill Simmons was getting paid to do anything. He'd really be excited about that. Just that he wasn't living at home. We would have been fired up.
LaVine against Moore. LaVine, good. LaVine's got 6 points. Bill, you've done quite a few player interviews over your life, and I'm sure there are some guys that have surprised you with what they've got to say.
Yeah. I think we're in a really cool generation with basketball players where they're these really thoughtful guys who aren't afraid to share stuff. You know, some of the guys try to protect their images and their manufactured reputations, I would say, to some degree. But for the most part, the candidness of some of these guys, you can't hide on a podcast. Mm-hmm. If I have you for an hour, you're not going to be able to dodge stuff. You're going to have to talk.
Well, you challenge people, that's the beauty of the podcast.
Well, and I don't have notes, so I do it. I'm looking at you, you're looking at me, and we're going. And you got to be ready.
That's how Larry King used to do it.
Yeah. So some guys are ready. Like Durant was great. Durant was ready to talk, and we did 5 podcasts, and everything's on the table with him. But my favorites are, somebody like Kyrie came in, really smart, kind of sort of ready to go, but not totally, but then got into it. And those are usually the best ones.
Dunn passes to Durant. From outside, off the mark.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
And, Greg, it's clearly been their edge. And in a close game like this, you look for every edge you can find.
And that's a foul called on Lauri Markkanen. That is his first foul of the game. I want to get back to what we were chatting about, Bill, with how today's NBA players are so media ready, whether it be interviews or social media. Your take is really interesting.
I think in general, all these guys, the guys now are so used to talking to people and being in front of people, and they're not surprised by questions, and they know how to handle themselves. They know how to not get in trouble, and they're comfortable.
Plus, maybe they've kind of grown up with you, though, too. You know what? You've been relevant for many years. Well, they've grown up with your stuff.
To be honest, a lot of them just know me as the white guy on NBA Countdown. They might not have read me, but they remember like that year I was with Jalen Rose, But what's weird is
I think you'd be surprised.
Well, you know this too. When you're on TV, the credibility you get from being on TV, I wasn't prepared for within the NBA.
Oh, really?
I think that's true. Yeah, I think it's like, oh, he's on TV, he's okay. Mm-hmm. And maybe they don't agree with you all the time, but you passed some imaginary checkpoint with those guys.
Well, you may think that TV was your validation. This is going to be your validation.
Oh, 100%.
2K. This is it. I'm stamping you right now.
This is better than winning a Pulitzer Prize.
Dunn kicks to Markkanen. Outside Portis. LaVine finds Portis. Dunn with it. Outguarded by Simmons. 6 to shoot. Shot on the wing. Tipped away.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage, even though it was all over.
Passes it to Moore. That one goes in. Moore's got his second bucket.
And how about the terrific use of the crossover there to just throw the defender off balance.
Dunn passes to Portis. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. And some changes here for the 76ers. Embiid comes in for Nerlens Noel. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Moore. Carter, he's checked in for Chicago. On defense, Philadelphia. And 2 shots coming up at the line as he gets fouled on the shot.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
And maybe cause some foul trouble along the way as well. And we know what that can do. It pays off typically in good fashion for you.
That's good from Durant.
And you can tell Durant loves to play the game. Whether it's the NBA or a pickup at Rucker Park, this guy is balling 24/7.
And so Durant nails them both.
Gotta like the confidence. Such an important part of making shots. Nice seeing a big man knock down free throws.
Simmons dishes to Redick. Pass to Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball around. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
You just have to be more careful with Simmons. I mean, he's absolutely brilliant at keeping the defense off balance.
For Philadelphia, they have made their only other free throw attempt today in an earlier trip to the line.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
And guys, that's really an upgrade over how they shot last season. Not a huge upgrade, but an upgrade nonetheless.
That's good from Simmons.
And the Australian Simmons is a star in the making thanks to his extremely versatile and high-level skill set and big frame.
Back to Durant, and it's rebounded by Covington.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
I thought the pass looked good and just came up a skosh short, but I like the initiative and the intention.
Got that one up quick, and it's 6 points for Kevin Durant.
Kevin, I like what Levine showed there, not getting so locked in to his own offense. Keeps his head up, finds the open man.
Simmons inside. Dunn covering. And Simmons kicks to Davis. The pass to Covington. He dishes it to Embiid. Fires from 18. And there's Redick. That's good on the assist by Embiid. Redick's got his first points of the game. Dunn passes to Markkanen. And there's a whistle, and that's going to go on Simmons. That's his first foul of the game, and the bonus will go to the free throw line.
Oh, no, he's the last guy you want to put on the line. You can just about book the points every time he steps up there.
He misses the free throw.
And I tell you, the versatility of Markkanen makes you salivate, guys. A big guy with range for days, and I think he's only going to get better and better.
He hits the second from the line. 1:33 left to play here in the half. Redick surveying the D. He kicks it to Embiid. Outside, Simmons. Over Levine. No good from Simmons. Always full of terrific insights. Bill Simmons, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you. My insights, thank you as well.
And Clark, always great to have Bill with us. A content creator who really taps into what the audience is thinking.
Could not agree with you more. Amen to all of that, Kevin. He's got a very loyal fan base and readers and viewers that share his vision, not just on sports, but on life. And that strong connection he has with them is admirable.
Covington kicks to Simmons. Back to Covington. Pass to Redick. Lets it go with the three. Nailed from three-point land. Redick's got his second basket of the night.
It's the main strength in Redick's game, his three-point shot. Lethal. This guy is a laser.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Back to Levine. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Redick. Here's Durant. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Durant's got 8 here in the quarter.
Yeah, you look at the way Kevin Durant releases it so high. Makes it hard to block, which is why he's such an efficient inside scorer.
And a close game so far through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. 76ers lead by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. AD, you see how they're playing you in the first half. What's the adjustment going to be?
So, we got to come out with a great intensity, and it starts in the warm-up. So we got to come out with a great intensity, great mindset, and try to go out there and win the third quarter.
I have never heard anyone say it starts in warm-ups until now. Thanks, AD. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you, and stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings, friends and neighbors. 1 half down, another half to go. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Ben Simmons had it going on in the first quarter. He had 18 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
So far, I love their commitment on the glass. Even when they were playing well, their rebounding remained a priority. And so far, the other side hasn't matched their efforts.
How about you, Shaq? What did you think about Chicago?
Well, their reserves came in and played like starters. Gave them some big points off the bench. It'll be no surprise to see them get more minutes in the second half. They definitely deserve it. Though sometimes when you get more minutes, you get exposed. We shall see.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
As we return to Philadelphia, we give you a scenic view of the downtown skyline of this terrific city. A stunning sight. And if you're just joining us, we've played through the first half in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Ben Simmons in this game, he's been everywhere.
Unbelievable the way he dominated that offensive glass in those first 2 quarters. Just a great effort for him for the entire half.
Guys, you've heard me say it before, but persistence pays. And it takes that kind of persistence to be a successful offensive rebounder. As a fellow glass eater, I know of which I speak. Those guys that rebound effectively don't give up on it.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. With the amount of characters and personalities on this Sixers team, Clark, you can't help but notice the attitude they play with.
Yeah, they play with edge. They play with brashness. Some would say arrogance, but all of the championship teams have some element of that, and that's where they're looking to go. On occasion, if their emotions get out of whack, it could get them in trouble. But I think they'll learn as they grow to tone that down and use it in a positive way.
Redick and Covington, the shooters on the wing. Davis is out there with Joel Embiid, and it's Simmons in at the one. And that's the group for Brett Brown as we begin the second half.
And Markkanen, the big fella, has nice court vision, solid at finding open teammates.
Here's Simmons. Nice form on the 20-footer. Simmons got 22 points.
Defensively, this is what you know. He's coming off a hot game and looking to keep it rolling.
As well he should, Greg. I mean, he always is looking to score the ball, even more so when he's hot. I like the mindset.
Poked away, out left to the wing. Passes to Dunn. Over Davis. Dunn misses. And Simmons has got the ball here for Philadelphia. Leading by 5. It's off to Charlotte for him after this game as they take on the Hornets. That'll be the first half of a 2-game trip. Loads it up for Davis and finished off by Davis.
You got to recognize Simmons is a pass-first guy, which is why you can't leave somebody open around him.
And a tremendous Unleash Chaos replay coming to you courtesy of Under Armour Hover Hammock. Levine against Redick from 12 feet out. Good as the jump shot falls. And it's 8 points for Zach LaVine.
Oh, great awareness. No reason to take it inside there against the taller man.
Yeah, he knew he had him beat, Greg. I mean, that was clear. Took advantage of the space he had and then calmly and quietly drained it from the mid-range. That's good basketball.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
To the inside. And here we go. The Bulls fast break. LaVine.
Talk about bringing it. And this is a guy who really flies up the court. Tough to shadow LaVine in transition.
And stolen by Dunn. Kicks it to Markkanen. The dish to Durant. Shot clock at 6. A tad short, but it's good off the front iron. And now just a 3-point 76ers lead. The 76ers have gone 4 for 4 from the field since the halftime break. Terrific start to the third quarter.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Dunn kicks to LaVine. To Carter. Shoots over Redick. Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 3 on the bucket from Carter.
And good execution by LaVine with the pass. I mean, showing improved leadership skills there.
Here's Simmons, and the 76ers tack on 2 more.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 coming from inside the paint.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Ben Simmons, such a force when catching the ball, moving at the rim. But you know, Clark, he can get there on his own just as well.
Yeah, he's got a great knack for being able to get where he wants to with the ball. His size and strength and agility certainly help him. And he understands angle. This guy is just a jump shot away from being virtually unguardable, in my opinion.
Now a chance to see the NBA leaders in steals. The 4th spot held by Chris Dunn.
And he's been a rock for them defensively. Just so many steals for him this year, and so many of them have been in key moments for his team.
Bulls trail by 5. Bean passes to Carter. Back to LaVine from downtown. Good for basket number 6 from him in the contest. He's shooting 6 for 12.
Well, that's why a number of people feel LaVine's better off the ball, Kevin. I mean, let somebody else set him up, and all he has to do is finish.
No hesitation at all on the alley-oop. Saw his teammate with a path to the hoop, and bang, lobbed it right up there for him to finish.
And he was ready for it when he elevated and made the catch.
And he chose the conservative finish with the nice, easy layup, which was a good decision.
The pass to Carter. 6 on the shot clock. Durant against Covington. And good that time. 14 points for Kevin Durant.
Man, he gets it done in bunches, does Durant. He's a superb scorer. Just got to marvel at his greatness.
And Simmons kicks to Covington. Embiid in the corner. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Outside, Redick. Poke loose.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
Levine can't hit. And so it's Davis. He'll bring the ball up for the 76ers. A 2-point game, and it goes down 2 points. And that's now 28 points for Ben Simmons.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Levine kicks to Carter. Done outside. Levine against Redick. Let's go. Got it. Nice one there from Levine. Levine's got 15 points.
He's been much more effective in the second half than he was in the first.
And Philadelphia calls time here. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
In for the 76ers. Etuan Moore comes in for J.J. Redick. The 76ers have gone 9 of 10 on their attempts in the third quarter. That is 90% from the field. What a roll they're on. And it's Simmons, that time on the assist from Moore. 30 points for Ben Simmons. We try to stop, pull down, combat great offensive play. Clark, in your eyes, what are the keys to great team defense to do that?
Yeah, there are a couple of things, Kevin. One is communication, attention to the detail of what you're trying to minimize or take away. Good offensive teams, you're not going to be able to take away everything, so you try to prioritize what you're going to take away. And then just a collective commitment to communication and to helping each other, because you can't do it at a high level by yourself when you're facing a really good offensive team. Everybody has to be on board and locked into what you're trying to get done defensively.
Clock at 6. It's Durant with the drive. Sinks that one from the post. Durant's got 8 points here in this quarter. Here's Moore. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Now here's Simmons. Not a lot of room. Milton passes to Hammonds. Davis against Portis. Pass to Durant. 5 on the clock. For the tie, and it's Chicago scoring again.
And Durant has just such a fluid release, very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Smith outside. Embiid finds Moore. Sinks the three-pointer. Moore's got 7 points in the game.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Durant, no good.
You know, the defense knew how to play at that time, liked how they made their presence felt without committing the foul.
And it's good for 2.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Valentine kicks to Durant. Passes to Hammonds. Back to Durant. Pulls it up. That doesn't go either for Durant. The 76ers leading by 5. Pass to Davis. Shoots over Portis. Here's Embiid. And here's the fast break. Floats one up, and the layup good by Valentine. Valentine's got his second bucket of the game to go.
And it's all about the release when you shoot the flow.
Simmons on the wing. He has 30. Outside, Davis. Smith scanning the floor. Shoots over Portis. It's all in by the Bulls. It's Durant on the wing. And here comes Moore leading the fast break over Valentine. Here's Smith. Buries it down low. He has 6. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for the 76ers.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
.157 left to play in the third. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Hammonds. No good that time. The 76ers leading by 5. Smith right side. And he dunks it down.
The showmanship there as he increases the lead.
Oh, I like that. That's got to be, though, a tough pill for the defense to swallow.
Well, he's a guy that you know can hurt you with his passing, and right there, he does some damage with his finishing, too.
And Smith with a clear path to the hoop. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. A chance here to take a moment and compare the front court and back court scoring on the night for the 76ers.
And it's been guard play, which really has shouldered the burden offensively here. They'd like a bit more production from the front court, but in the meantime, this backcourt has kept them in the game.
Free throw drop for Smith. Both free throws good from Smith. We've got 1:08 left to play here in the third. Dunn passes to Portis. It's Levine atop the key. Five on the clock. Puts it up from 17. And that one hits back iron.
And they hold a huge advantage on the backcourt.
Greg, and that's been the key to this league. I mean, they've really dominated the glass.
And a good example there of why it's important to change ends quickly.
Vitally important. I mean, if you relax for a second, you're cooked. You're toast. They learned that lesson there. He's simply a machine at the offensive end. I wonder how far behind they'd be if he wasn't having this kind of quarter.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The pass to Korkmaz. Here's Smith. The offensive rebound. And that one's good. Noel.
Well, it's really not hard to see why Noel is seen as one of the better rebounders in the game. He really uses that great length of his to get to a lot of missed shots.
And so it's Philadelphia going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be right back after this. And let's take now this moment to bring up our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
The fourth quarter has arrived. So good to have you with us. The 76ers leading by 10. So the Bulls 5 right now. Markkanen is inside at 4 with Portis the 5. Then there's Valentine. And it's Melton in at the 1. Count it. And that's now 10 points for Smith.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
11 feet away, and he tries off the glass, but it's no good.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
To the middle, here's Embiid. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
Embiid is unstoppable, just too strong for the defense, no matter what they throw at him.
And there's so much speculation early in Embiid's career if he would even pan out. It's become clear, Clark, that he was worth the wait.
Well, it was all injury related in terms of the questions because he sat out his first 2 years in the league with some type of injury. Those injury concerns, really the only reason that people question him, the talent, the size, and you love his personality as well. But this guy has tremendous skills, and he's going to be an all-star for years to come if he's healthy.
The free throw drops for Embiid.
Tell you what, when Joel Embiid is healthy, this dude is a super effective player. A polished big man with an arsenal of post moves and shots. He's a handful down there.
Melton passes to Valentine. Yep, that one goes in there.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
I could not say it any better, showing you some real focus, taking it inside against the bigger man.
Embiid finds Noel. Can't hit the reverse layup.
And, you know, even though they're up, he's been off his game this quarter, having trouble finding the basket.
And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Clark, there was a rules change not too long ago that promoted more help defense, less one-on-one defense. Good or bad?
I like it. Again, there's always going to be a premium on defending one-on-one, but positioning defenders where you can help better and more, I think it's trying to make sure the offensive side doesn't get too much of an advantage where the rules had gone in the past. So I think it's a nice balancing act for the game.
And he knocks down the first one. And that's good as he hits both of his shots. Final quarter here, and we're just over a minute and a half through it. Here's Embiid. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
and doing a really good job here of pounding it inside in the second half. Sound strategy with the lead.
One shot. One shot.
Bulls trail by 14. And we're around 2 minutes into the fourth quarter here. Six on the shot clock. Pass to Melton. Three-pointer on the way. A second chance effort. That one's not going to go. Now the 76ers take it the other way. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. Passes it to Korkmaz. Smith outside. And that one goes long. The Bulls have gone 1 of 4 since the end of the third quarter. Now here's Valentine, covered by Smith. Pass to Portis. Bulls moving the ball around. Traps in the tray. And just about 3 minutes through the fourth quarter here. Kicks to Embiid. Shoots over Portis. That one is good from Joel Embiid. And the 76ers lead by 13. Chicago's gone 6 of 14 with the 3 ball tonight. Just a little over 40%. Right side, Portis. And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Fires for 3. Rebound by Joel Embiid. Embiid's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Korkmaz, no good. Bulls trail by 13. And here is Valentine. Dishes it to Markkanen. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got his 16th rebound on the night. Smith on the wing. Shamet defended by Portis. And the pass to Embiid. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
There's been a change in his game compared to what we saw in the first half. I mean, he's scoring with a lot of confidence now.
Pass to Melton. Portis against Smith. Passes to Markkanen. There's the 3. Nailed from three-point land.
Timeout. Yeah, that's 2 straight 3-pointers they've allowed.
And Philadelphia calls time here.
And really, whether you're up or down, it's a game of adjustments.
Always. And having a good coach is critically important. I mean, you need somebody you can count on to make the right adjustment.
It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, over that last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Brett Brown said to his team. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Evan?
And here's Dunn. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Down by 12. He kicks it to Levine. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Dunn's got 5 assists in the game.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
Greg, that's 3 in a row from out there now, so they've got to do a better job contesting.
Outside, Davis. Simmons against Dunn. No good from Simmons. Bulls trail by 9. Dunn looking over the floor. Outside Durant from outside the arc. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. Simmons got 6 rebounds now in the game. Pass to Covington. Simmons against Dunn. And Moore kicks to Noel. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Sometimes you just have no way of stopping Simmons on the interior. I mean, he's a very skilled player who gets these calls routinely.
At the line for 2.
That one is off. And he sinks the second.
They're doing a better job of working themselves to the line here in the second half.
This is how you do it. That's exactly how you do it. Defender pressing up on you, you press right back.
And it's Moore penetrating. Good on the 13-footer. And the 76ers lead by 12.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
Carter kicks to Durant. Moore against Levine. Rebound by the 76ers. Noel's got rebound number 12 now. Tenacity on the glass. And stolen by Dunn. Inside. Here's Carter. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
One of the reasons they're behind is because we haven't seen enough of that. He needs to become a bigger part of the offense.
Simmons passes to Moore. Back to Simmons. On the left block. Again, Philadelphia.
And they're really in a good position here, thanks in part to the way he's been able to score the basketball.
Dunn kicks to Portis. Bean passes to Durant. Back to Levine. Clock at 6. Down low. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Durant.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
Simmons against Dunn. The pass to Covington. Moore outside. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. And slam dunk by Noel.
Boy, I tell you, his dunking skills are special. Noel really pounds it through the hoop when he gets a chance to.
Dunn gets to Durant. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Dunn against Simmons. And stolen by Dunn. In the corner, it's Levine over Moore. And it's Noel with the rebound. Noel's got 14 rebounds for him tonight. Wow. For 3, Covington. They get it back. And that one's good. Noel. And the 76ers lead by 14.
It's been about the rebounding. Really, that's the dividing line in this game.
Yep, and they've simply shown more aggressiveness, guys. More desire to secure the ball.
Cloak loose. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. And the 76ers with some changes. Joel Embiid, he's checked in for Noel. And J.J. Redick is subbed in for Moore. And a change for the Bulls. Markkanen, he's checked in for Porter. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
Yeah, there's no reason why they should be scoring at will down there easily as they have. I mean, they've got to be more aggressive inside.
Present our Jordan Player of the Game, Ben Simmons.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. LaVine against Redick. Shot clock at 5. And LaVine, here we go. Yep, it counts. LaVine's got 5 points in the quarter.
Well, this is what you admire about LaVine's offensive game now. I mean, it isn't all threes and dunks. He's got some meat on that sandwich now.
Basket good. Now Simmons. To Covington. It's Redick on the wing. 6 to shoot. And again, Philadelphia turns it over. And here's LaVine, who brings it up for the Bulls. It's a 10-point game. It's Durant on the wing, defended by Covington. A nice shot by Carter.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, they're dialed in, locked and loaded from outside the arc. It's all about the triple so far.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will take it.
You know, that's not how you distribute the ball. It needs to be more focused when making passes like that.
1:46 left in the fourth. Covington against Durant. Back to LaVine. And Davis sends it back.
Boy, I tell you what, Davis uses his length so well. I mean, a defensive stalwart who holds his ground, and because of his timing and length and athleticism, he's an excellent shot blocker.
Durant, no good. The 76ers leading by 7. Knocks it loose and stolen by Dunn. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Well, I love Dunn being creative and getting these calls. I mean, he's amazing at putting defenders in a tough spot.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
It's the first. That trims the lead to 6.
Boy, I tell you what, Dunn does a little bit of everything out there. A stat sheet stuffer for sure. He scores it, he passes it well, and he also gets to the glass from his position.
Both shots good from the strike.
Crucial that he converts those shots. They've got to keep eating away at the lead.
Simmons finds Embiid. That one's off. Still out of sync.
Good interior D there prevents the deuce.
You know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Durant feeling it out a bit. The feed to Carter. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Terrific timing on that pass, placing it in a great spot, ideal spot where his teammate could score.
We can probably expect to see him slow it down now.
Yeah, I think you want to milk your possession.
What confidence from Joel Embiid. Knocked that one down in a clutch situation.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 5. 27 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Seven seconds left to play here in the fourth.
Two shots.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though. That's off as well, so he misses both. And Simmons has got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. The biggest lead of the game, 15 points. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. Both free throws here. So now it's a 7-point game.
Free throws go down and the lead goes up.
And really nothing they can do now. They just got to play this one out.
Yep, this one's a wrap, partner.
And extending the D there, putting a lot of pressure on the shooter.
You're exactly right. Patrolling the perimeter well and didn't allow the shooter to get off a clean look. That's what you would call A-plus defense.
So the 76ers win it. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust this group has in one another when it mattered most. Doing what had to be done and to send these fans home happy.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony, tell us the focus for the team coming into the game tonight.
Well, before we started the game, Coach came in and told us that we knew what we had to do. We were trying to stop a lot of their action. And, our biggest focus for the game was guard the ball. That's what we did coming out of that timeout and never looked back.
Led to a win. Thank you for your time, Anthony. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And that about wraps it up. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Olney, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.